Hi ladies, it's Pat. I'm back with another project. This is another swap for Life on the Scrap Beach. And this one was hosted by Kim. It is the Vintage Sewing Room swap. So this particular swap was a challenge for me in a lot of ways, which is why I signed up for it, because the challenge was to use primary colors, which is not something that I usually use. It was the red, blue, and yellow. And when I think of primary colors, I think of Crayola. And then the theme was sewing, and I'm not the best seamstress or sewer, but I do like to dabble in it, and so I thought this would be fun. When I read that this was going to be primary colors, I realized that I had a paper collection I hadn't used that really was primary colors, and I thought it would be perfect for this. And that was the Graphic 45 Fashionista collection. That's the paper that I used throughout this page. And the only other thing that I did use, I had some Stampin' Up um, plain paper, cardstock. Couldn't think what you call it for a minute. That I used also on this. So this is the front, and I did a little dress form here, which I UD'd, and then I put on the red net dress. We were required to have a stick pin, and there is my stick pin. And I have a little garment pin here that's holding a charm, and that's a pair of scissors. See that my Prima Bling wants to come up there, so I may have to work on that. I then did a butterfly, which is made out of the paper, and a button for the sewing theme. And I put the, oh, I'm drawing such a blank, the glossy accents on the butterfly, and then popped it up. And then I used a ribbon flower, and just because the feeling of the material and everything reminded me more of the sewing. And then along the bottom here, I used the Tim Holtz linen tape. We were also to use a picture of a vintage lady. It was supposed to be either a stamp or a printed image. And I just used my paper for that because the ladies are all over the paper. So that's the front page. And when I turn this over, here is the back page. And this is just a lot of real estate. So the front page was, and it's funny, it's like I couldn't put my primary colors together. So I had the red on the front page, and there were some other colors there, but when I did this back page, it ended up being the blue and the yellow, and then I even threw in some green, sort of like green as a neutral, and I had to use neutrals. But so basically what this is this is a pocket that is made from a policy envelope. And I actually used an idea that I got from Catherine. But where she had her policy envelope, she had it long ways. I folded my envelope to create two pockets. So there's a pocket here and a pocket up here. And then it's raised. I don't know that you can really see, but it is raised so that I can slide something underneath there. So then what I've got here is another ribbon flower, another measuring tape that I used to make a belly band, and I've got a couple of tickets in there. I made another button butterfly, and then I found that Tim Holtz had a new embossing folder that was, and I forget what it's called, but it's all it's sewing, it's stitches and pattern paper and various things like that. And so when I found that, I used that for a lot of my elements. So here I've just got, this is just a little tag with a felt button. This is the tag that has my information, and I embossed this with the Tim Holtz folder. So there's just my information. And then I have this tag with the butterfly that I made that's embossed with the sewing, the pattern paper. And then the back of the tag is embossed with the sewing pattern. So I liked the way that that turned out. And then I had, and I don't know how well this is really going to hold up because this little flower just keeps getting squished just from my handling it, but this is more of the paper. And this flower is made from the tissue paper that's used for the patterns. So I don't know, it's just getting really squishy, but if it does get squishy and you want to throw it out or put something else on it, you certainly can do that because there are other tags. And then this is the larger part of the pocket, and in here is another tag, if I can get a hold of it. There we go. So that's another tag made with some of the paper from the Fashionista collection. And that just goes right back into the pocket. So these go back in to this pocket, and I lined all of these pockets with paper too, so there's some dotted paper back there that matches the collection. And so I have to slip this back up. As you can see, that's how that's getting messed up there a little bit. My information and this little tag. But what I like about this so much is that since this is raised, this has room to slide another little book in here. And this is actually the paper that was my inspiration for this whole project because of the reds and the blues and the yellows on this Fashionista paper collection from Graphic 45. And as you can see, I used more of the ribbon flowers with the fabric. And then you just open this up, and it's just a quick little book. These are some stitches from the Tim Holtz folder. And then this opens up, and this is actually some impressions from the embossing folder. And that's that, just a place where you could put some pictures, so it gives you a lot of real estate, and then this just slides right back in there like that. So it's funny because they look like two totally different pages, and that's kind of where I ended up going with the primary colors. So hopefully this is going to fit in with the group, whichever group I end up in, with their pages, and it's all going to look good in the book. So it was fun, Kim, using the primary colors and the sewing theme. I really enjoyed working on this project. So everybody, thanks for watching.